Yeah, they did. They picked a good time to get some stops. We had our hands full all night. They're a really veteran group, and a big part of the emphasis was Ennis, number 11. She's so tough, and we definitely wanted to do a good job on 35. And 22 was on our radar, but she had a great night, and we didn't really have a lot of answers for her. Vonnie's the defender of the year, and that kid just was kind of not having her way, but she definitely was on. And their shooter made a couple of easy ones, and she was playing tough as well. But our team buckled down at the time that we needed to. I thought we just got tough at that time. Inesh was physical. Claire, I thought, did some good things. Allie had a block, I think, in that time, which we don't condone. We don't encourage. But yes, yeah. Well, guards, usually your 5'7", 5'8" guards aren't the biggest shot blockers, but since it didn't get called for, and we got defensive rebounds, and that's a big thing. You have to get the rebound. That's part of defense that people forget a lot of times. And I thought that they really played tough at that time.
That final 243, they didn't make a shot until a tenth of a second left.
Mm-hmm.
They were 1 for 7.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we were tucked in. They have a bunch of stuff. Obviously, she's got great size around the basket. They could have lobbed it into her. They tried. They tried to get 11 as their leading scorer. They tried to get her loose off of a couple different screens, and that didn't work. Mount was flying out at her with a high hand. So I think that they communicated well. So much of defense is communication. We always tell our team that as long as we will give you a framework or a suggested way of defending this, and then as long as you guys are all on the same page at the end of the day, then that's better than being disconnected and not on the same page and trying to do what we said. And I think that in the end, everybody was talking. Nesh was calling help, her switch, and that's why those shots were hard. They were coming full speed off of a staggered screen with Mount in your face. That's not an easy thing to make. But if you don't have Mount in your face, then they're probably pretty used to it. So I just thought that they really a lot of people stepped up at that time.
Talk about Claire. What a career game tonight for her.
Yeah, we've been talking a lot about our starts and wanting to have better starts, and so much attention goes to Vonnie. And a lot of play calls go to Vonnie, and Allie's been playing it very well. The point guards, we have 2 point guards out there who get a lot of plays that they're involved in, and so we specifically were wanting to get Claire and Mount some plays called for them today. We thought that there were some areas where they could really be strong, make some shots. And Claire, right off the bat, I mean, she had a great game, but she had 8 rebounds in the first half. So not even talking about the shot making. I don't know how many points she had, but I know she had 8 rebounds. She had 4 offensive boards and 4 defensive boards. And she just had a great game. She puts in a lot of time, so it's always nice when you get to see somebody do that. But our team needed it. That was the start we needed. And I think at one point we started going to Vaughn, and that's going to happen at some point throughout the game. But we're much better as a team if you have a lot of people who you can throw the ball to. And they made good reads, and Claire knocked down big shots. It wasn't just those first ones. She made a huge 3 in this, like in the corner. Mm-hmm. And
Assist from Inesh.
yep. So she played terrific.
So, Coach, shot better in the fourth quarter overall the team than any other quarter tonight. What do you have to say for the team really clutching up and delivering in a big way right at the end?
Yeah, it's a good way to grow. You have to have trial and error, and when hopefully they can see success in that type of situation. I think we shot it better, and we also defended better. It was our best defensive quarter. So that's what teams that are veteran do. Is in the end, when the game's on the line, that's when they play their best. And we do have some veterans. We have some players. It's real early in the season, but they're getting experience. And before the game, we just talked about process. Like, the process has nothing to do with outcomes. If you're worried about outcomes, then you can't say that you're worried about process. And with a younger group and an inexperienced group and a new group to each other, that's what we wanted to be. And I think that the way that they played in the fourth quarter is something that you can see a lot of in the future. It's still gonna take time, and there's still gonna be bumps in the road. But to put together your best quarter when you're down 2, both offensively and defensively, is a pretty veteran move.
And looking ahead, it's a little over 3 weeks until your next home game. I think it's the longest stretch left in the season away from here. What can you do to sort of carry with these last 2 wins in a row and keep that going over a bunch of tough games with good teams?
Yeah, hopefully, we got to go down the pit. I've heard is really hard to play on. I've actually it's one of the gyms in the country I've never been to. So that's going to be a tough game. I know they have good crowds down there, and they're very aggressive offensively and defensively. And so they'll start with that one. And then, out in the Virgin Islands, those are kind of anyone's game, but also it's tough, and we play really good opponents out there. And so we're just going to keep not worrying about 3 weeks from now when we get back here, we're just going to try to go one day at a time and one possession at a time, which is the best you can do and what you really hope for, again, as you're becoming who you are as a team. We just got to do it little by little.
You mentioned growth. It's cliche, but when you see like tough fought wins like this, and you think ahead to March and all that, what does that mean for this like younger, fresher group to be able to coordinate people together and pull that off? What can that mean?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't look ahead. Someone asked me something about something happening in Seattle. I think maybe with the WNBA was what they were indicating. And I said, I don't even know what you're talking about because I'm just trying to get my new team to learn how to play with each other. And we got to guard somebody. And so I think lots of potential. When you recruit them, there's potential that's you hope is realized. But I think that we're just trying to have fun, trying to get to know each other, and just trying to be right now. And I don't want them to ever think ahead. And the assistant coaches do that a little bit, maybe just per scouting and this and that. But I want our team to enjoy it, and I'm trying to do that as well, and just be in this moment right now. And this is what we need right now, literally one possession at a time. So I think we have good players, though. So I think that to answer your question, at the end of the day, I think we could be pretty good.
Why was Adams such a tough guard, number 22?
Well, she didn't miss. So that was part of it. I mean, we know she doesn't shoot a lot of threes, or really any. But I think we were a little too far away from her sometimes at the high post. She's a very good driver. Going to the left, she was on. What did she end up? I don't even know.
She was 6'9" the first
Yeah, a little bit less. Yeah.
started with better.
Yeah. Some of them, I mean, there was a hand in her face. I just think she was pretty in rhythm. We were contesting, not taking her out of what she wanted to do in the first half, definitely. Vonnie, I think, always had her hand up, and a lot of them were on her. But she was still able to her left shoot that jumper, and to her right get all the way to the rim. And that wasn't what the game plan was against her. We were trying to make her uncomfortable, make her do things that she wasn't wanting to do, and we just didn't do that in the first half. She was kind of able to go wherever she wanted to.
Yeah, I just wanted to come out and play super hard and do whatever I could to help the team get a win. That's really what it's all about. So.
Would you talk about Claire? Because Claire's not going to talk about it.
I mean, it's that simple. I think if anything, just like what we've been emphasizing in practice, and especially in our pregame, like she took that to heart, and I think she kind of just like put the towel down and was like, you know what, like I'm just gonna go do it. And I think you were just out there like flying in from everywhere. I was like trying to get a rebound, and all I see is Claire soaring through the sky, and I'm like, yeah, she'll get it, it's fine. But I think just like the aggressiveness and the assertiveness that came out from you this game, it was like phenomenal. So I mean, it's nothing like out of character, it's Claire, so it's that simple.
The final 2:43, you guys just took control of that game. What did it for you?
I think just like our focus and mentality of like getting a stop, executing, getting a score, and I think our ability to focus in that moment and dive into that, into each other, into the team, I think that really set our energy level and our kind of mentality going forth for how we were executing everything.
Claire, your final three, you got a nice pass from under by Inesh. What were you thinking when you saw that ball coming to you?
Just was, focused on getting my feet set, and I knew it was going in. So I was just trying to be ready to shoot, be ready for the moment.
Coach, you mentioned how the fourth quarter was y'all's most complete on both offensive and defensive side, played really well down the stretch. I mean, not just those last couple minutes, the whole quarter was really clutch. What did y'all see out of your own play, your teammates' play that really had that fourth quarter be so good today?
Yeah, I think if anything, just like knowing what type of situation we're in, knowing what was working for us. I think this game early on we really clicked and figured things out, and I think that really helped us down in the fourth quarter down the stretch to really just get that pace and that rhythm. It wasn't something that we needed to build. It was something that we cultivated throughout the game, and I think we did a great job, and I think our bench also did a great job of just letting us know, like, keep going, keep pushing, like, we need to stop, we need to score, like, you guys have got this, and I think that energy, like, carried on into the court.
Seeing that, like your teammates in those final 3 minutes, like Ellie's block and all that, and just how the bench is hyping everybody up, what does that mean to you guys as you kind of find your footing like early in the season and with new faces?
I mean, it means everything. It just is really special feeling knowing your teammates have your back and they want you to succeed. And they'll be there to pick you up, but they're also going to be there to hype you up when you're playing good. So it's a really great feeling.
Again, about carrying that energy and momentum. You have 3 weeks and a couple days until you're back here at home, longest stretch left in the season. How do you all keep that going through a lot of tough games, both in New Mexico and then when you go to the Virgin Islands?
Yeah, I mean, just like taking care of our bodies, taking care of each other, and just like working on like what's working for us. I think diving into those pieces will really help us be solid throughout a long stretch of games, especially when we get to the tournament and we have back-to-back-to-back games. I think just focusing on what's working for us will be good. And then in the 3 weeks, like we have time to like really delve into like what we need to get better at. And I think this game was definitely a start to that. So it's something that we can build on from here on. Yeah.
Talk about her.
Yeah, really great mid-range game, and really good just like finishing and things like that. I think she just like really came out with a lot of energy and a lot of pace, and I know we had like other assignments and things like that, but again, like no player on the court can't play basketball, so just making sure that like we're trying our best. If we're switching on her, like getting her stuff, if I'm up against her, knowing like where she likes to go, it's all just like in-game adjustments at that point. But she was a great player this game, so kudos to her.